Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to some more Higurashi When They Cry. Let's continue. When your memory is violently disrupted like mine, it can get quite confusing. When I first experienced this, I wasn't sure if I was dreaming or not. I even thought that I hit my head hard and lost my memory. I needed to organize things before I get too confused. My name is Rika Furude. People look at me in a special way. Well, that's not a big deal for me. All I want is a happy life, where I can play around with my best friends. I can't remember how long I've been living just for the sake of obtaining that simple happiness. And we can see through her. Interesting, indeed. This panicked girl here is named Hanyuu. And there's a chip on her horn there. I'm the only one who can see her. Perhaps she only exists inside of my head? At any rate, Hanyuu's invisible and can generally only interact with me. It would be a long story if I try to explain Hanyuu's existence, so I won't be doing that right now. Besides, I don't even know how I should talk about her. She's been there since I was born, and her existence is a natural thing for me. I saw everyone running up the gravel road towards me. Just running back a bit from the last part. And she said, or even maybe the part before that, and she said that she was born like in normal world. Is she Rika? Who then died and then went back and has been trying ever since? Or is it someone else? They're my important and lovable best friends. Our group is active, boisterous, and we get serious about doing stupid things. I'm never bored when I'm around them, and I love them very much.
リカちゃん大丈夫？捻挫とかしてない？どこを打ったの？おじさんに見せてみて。ありがとうなのです。頭にタンコブができただけなのですよ。
I think all I got was a bump, at least. My injury wasn't as serious as everyone thought.
頭を打った時はその場では大丈夫でも油断がなりませんでしたよ。
Very true. Concussions and even subconcussive impacts can be quite bad for your health, especially later on in your life.
それもそうだな。
Especially if you get a second one in short succession.
念には念で監督に診察してもらった方がいいかもしれないな。
レナもそれがいいと思うな。
And even if you feel fine from your own perspective, don't necessarily know if that's actually the case, and effects might actually only start to appear a while afterwards.
どうしよう、監督を呼んでくる？
Especially as swelling increases when that causes other problems.
そうだね。近くの家で電話を借りて監督を呼んでみるよ。そこまでしなくても大丈夫なのですよ。この通り、ピンピンしてますのです。
How sad it would be if you don't even get to watch Nagashi because you hit your head.
ピパー。ダメですわよ、リカ。万が一ということがありましたよ。
Sadako warned me with a stern voice. It really wasn't a big deal, but I decided to nod since Sadako was trying to be generous. She wasn't trying to boss me around or anything. She was only saying that because of how much she cares. I've seen it before in many different lives that I've been through. And I have no doubt that she's really concerned about me. It's not just Sadako. Mion, Rena, and Keiichi are the same. They're all so nice to me, and they truly do care. Mion left to look for a phone. Rena also left with a towel, looking for the water tap. Sadako remained nearby, taking care of me with a worried face. And Hanyuu was just standing there, still wearing a panicked look. Keiichi seemed to be panicking too, but he was trying not to show it. He was standing by me, wearing a calm expression.
大丈夫か？
大丈夫なのですよ。もう全然痛くないのです。
なら不幸中の幸いだったよな。よかったよかった。
I
wouldn't feel anything special about his words if this was a while ago. But at that moment when Rena took over the classroom, when she hurt Mion, Keiichi tried his best to save Rena, even so. He was more reliable than I ever imagined from his normal behaviour. He's usually an insensitive guy who hurts other people's feelings without noticing. But that's not his true self. I think it is his true self. He has a secret side. He's willing to sacrifice himself for other people. I was just observing that not too long ago. That's why I can honestly feel his generosity now. Now that I think about it, Keiichi regained a memory from another world the previous time around. Is it possible that he carries that memory into this world too? If that's the case, I have some hope. Hanyuu and I are totally powerless. Hanyuu is only like heir to everyone but me, and I'm just a little girl. There's only so much that we can do ourselves. But Keiichi is different. He changed the fate that I had once resigned myself to. He's somebody who may have the power to take me to my unseen future. If I can get Keiichi to understand me, he could be my hero. Perhaps I'm actually not expecting that much out of him. I just want someone to understand my struggle with being stuck in this maze.
Keiichi?
I spoke to him slowly. It had been a while since I felt so nervous. I haven't felt this way since I started my endless life in 1983. Even in the other past, maybe? As a witch. I'm guessing that's how she refers to herself, like in what's it called? Groundhog Day, he calls himself a god. I'm guessing she calls herself a witch. Normally would know what his response would be before even talking to him. I often remain silent because I already know how pitiful the reply would be. But, in this case, why was I so nervous now?
呼んだか、リカちゃん。
Hanyuu gave me a disappointed look before I responded to Keiichi.
Rika.
I could tell what Hanyuu was thinking too. The miracle wasn't going to happen. If miracles do happen, one could have happened many times in my other lives. So why haven't they happened before, and why did they happen then? But I've only seen one miracle before. The miracle that Keiichi gave me was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of miracle. Only if it happened again would it be a true miracle. I won't get out of this world just because I rolled a 6 on the die once. I can't get out unless I get a miracle that's equivalent to getting a 6 on the die 10 times in a row. 1 over 6 to the 10. Let's see now. Let me just put up a calculator. It's about, let's see. Is that like 100? It's 1.65 times 10 to the power of negative 6% chance. So that's quite unlikely. 6 to the power of 10 is so pretty much a 1 out of 60,466. Let's say 65. 60,466,176 chance. Sounds about right. And so I rolled 10 dice, wishing that they'd all turn out to be 6.
圭一、
どうしたんだよ。どこか痛むのか？
He looked at me worriedly after I called his name twice. What is she going to ask?
圭一は覚えていますですか？
I knew how sudden my question was. As I thought he would, he looked at me with a confused face.
え？覚えてるって何の話だよ。
I looked inside his eyes to see his true feelings. He should remember. He should know. Even though he doesn't have the memory, Keiichi experienced it.
なんですの圭一さん。何か理科に悪いことでもしたんじゃありませんの？自分の胸によく聞いてごらんなさいですわよ。圭一、学校の屋根の上に登ったことを覚えていますですか？学校の屋根？圭一さん、そんなとこに登ったんですの？聡子は黙っててなのです。圭一、覚えていませんですか？
俺が？屋根の上に？いつ？
In the future.
いや、リカちゃん、それは多分他の誰かの勘違いだろ。俺屋根なんか登ったことないし、登り方だって知らないよ。
Of course you haven't experienced it in this world yet. But please tell me that you remember. I know you've never been up on the roof, but you should still remember doing it. You shouldn't be able to remember it, true, but you actually did once. You should be able to remember it once again.
屋根の上にボールでも取りに行ったんじゃありませんの？
いや、そんな経験一度もねえよ。聡子は経験あるか？
まさか屋根の上なんて上がったら先生に怒られましたよ。
でもさ、屋根の上で昼寝とかしたら気分が良さそうだよな。
覚えてるわけないのですよ。
Good. I wonder if Sadaka's ever experienced adult Rika.
そんな簡単に奇跡が起こるなら、僕もリカもこんな苦労はしないのですよ。
I wonder how much Sadaka knows. Shut up. I knew that. I knew that you wouldn't remember.
どうせまた僕たちはお祭りの終わりとともに消えてゆく夏のセミの運命なのです。うるさいな。
As I stared at her fiercely, Hanyuu realized that she had crossed the line. And the others hear her say, "Shut up." This might be a waste of time. This maze we're in might not have an exit. It might be an endless loop without a goal in place. You're trapped in this fate. Thought that Keiichi might be able to get me out of here. That Keiichi I saw was truly a miracle, a momentary glimmer. The Keiichi of this world doesn't bear that same miracle. All the same, I'm not going to give up. Last time too, I gave up on fighting destiny. I realized Strenna was beyond salvation, so I bid her farewell and forsook that world. But Keiichi fought and broke the cycle of fate. I should have worked harder with that Keiichi in that world. I could have broken this endless cycle together with him. Am I going to repeat this life, waiting for that miracle to happen again? I can't do that. I don't want to repeat the same life anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this world, my fate, and everything. I'm tired of getting murdered by destiny. Keiichi showed me a miracle. I should be able to do the same too. I must fight. I must fight with all my remaining power. I was always fighting. I was fighting when I had more power, but I never made it. How can I expect to win this time? Still, I must fight. Keiichi taught me that fate can be shattered. I'm going to fight one more time. Breaking the cycle. To my granddaughter. I'm sorry for leaving you like this. I just need you to understand I'd rather take my own life than be fearful of how many days I have left to live. That's why I'm writing this letter to you. I can't stand the fear of being unable to leave behind a will while all my life is prolonged, even as I lose my consciousness. In the end, there's nothing I can leave behind for you. I was unable to leave any of my achievements to this world. I was forgotten before I was dead. I leave this world a humiliated man, knowing that I had no appreciation from anyone. You must do better than me. You must achieve something that your grandfather was never able to achieve. I don't mind what field you choose. You must leave your mark on this world. You must leave behind your achievements. You will eventually die someday. You will eventually turn to ashes. As a human being, that's your inevitable fate. But if you achieve a great success, you will live forever even after you depart. Those who live beyond their deaths are called gods. I wish to become one, but I was unable to do so. So, in my place, you must become a god someday. From who to who is that, I wonder?
Hi. もう結構ですよ。
He withdrew the needle from Satoko's arm. It must not have hurt that much for the needle to be pulled out. Satoko kept her eyes closed in fear, thinking that the needle was still inside her arm. Yeah. I mean, needles don't hurt, but they're weird, especially when like pulling out and like his skin's rising up with them. But it's just a really weird feeling.
さとこ、お注射はもう終わったのですよ。
You.
あら、もう終わってたんですの。
As Satoko opened her eyes, she found that Hiri was no longer sitting in front of her. Takano was wiping her arm with rubbing alcohol instead.
そうよ。もう終わってたのよ。入江先生は私よりお注射が上手だから。終わったことにも気づかなかったでしょ。傷口を揉んじゃダメよ。できれば重いものも持たないこと。
ええ、分かっていましたよ。さとこは偉いのですよ。なでなでしてあげますのです。注射くらいもう全然平気ですのよ。理科に撫でられるような覚えはございませんですわ。
Not long ago, she would go into a panic when it was time for her to get her shot. The way she behaved today in itself is worthy of praise. Everyone in the room smiled, aware of that growth.
じゃあ、さとこちゃんはいつもの検査を受けてください。高野さん、お願いします。
ええ。さあ、さとこちゃん。いつものクイズをしましょうね。
高野さんのクイズは答えにくい問題が多くて私苦手ですわね。
いつもと同じよ。答えづらい問題はわからないと言ってくれればいいわ。
Yep. Typically, quizzes like this will be pretty much to judge your level, so they want to do like extremely hard questions which you probably shouldn't be able to do just so that they know the cutoff point kind of thing.
変に考え込まず、自然に思いついた答えを口にしてくれればいいのよ。
Takano smiled at Sadako to ease her tension. Then she led Sadako to a desk in the back of the examination room.
さとこの具合、良いといいのです。
She's not well? I don't know if it's because of the heat, but Sadako has been showing negative symptoms since last month. The change of the seasons can affect her physically and emotionally. It's not a surprise that this is happening to her.
私は入江たちのところへでも行って、さとこの容体を聞いてみるわ。羽生はどうする？僕はさとこのそばにいてあげますのです。ありがとう。そうしてあげて。
Hanyuu went over to where Sadako was. Fortunately, I'm the only one who can see Hanyuu. She won't be a distraction if she goes and observes Sadako's test. Oh, I just realized something. And I'm annoyed that I haven't realized it earlier. Oh. Everyone's saying that they could hear footsteps. It's been Hanyuu this whole time, and it's been because Rika wanted to know what their progress was like. Oh. And so Hanyuu follows them to learn more, and they can hear her footsteps. Something. Maybe after prolonged exposure wouldn't be enough, because then all the other friends would be able to notice her, after all her footsteps at least. Because of how long it's been. Oh. I, of course, would be a distraction like that. This is supposed to be a routine exam, but it seems like Takano is teasing her by giving her difficult questions. It'd be pretty funny to observe how Sadako reacts to them. I'm a little jealous that Hanyuu gets to watch everything without being a bother to Sadako. Hehe. Iri was talking with two other staff members about Sadako's exam results. I walked up and joined them.
よかった。では、解放に向かっていますか?
From what Iri was saying,
入江、
her results must have turned out well.
どうなのですか？
安心してください。いい結果が出ました。では、あとよろしくお願いします。
After ordering his staff to continue their work, Irie showed me some difficult paperwork and started explaining it to me.
先週の検査結果に少々焦りすぎたようです。急に気候が変わったので、交感神経が過敏に反応したのでしょう。風邪をひきかけたりということはありませんでしたか?
There was one night recently that was fairly hot. Sadako was sleeping without a blanket, and her stomach was exposed. She might have caught a cold that night.
お腹を出して寝てたことがありましたです。おへそをつっついたけど起きなかったのです。
それは羨ましい。ぜひ今度そういうことがあったら呼んでください。私もさとこちゃんのおへそをプニプニしてみたいものです。
ぷにぷになのですよ。お腹もぽよぽよなのです。かわいいからお布団をかけるのがもったいないのですよ。
The face palms.
それが寝冷えの真相ですか。
リーカー、聞こえていましたよ。そういう時はこっそりお布団をかけてくださいませ。
ダメよ、さとこちゃん。 検査中よ。時間も計ってるんだからこっちに集中して。
Yeah, Hanyuu and I all laughed. Sadako went back to her test with a bitter look on her face. Irie began speaking to me in a softer voice.
ただ、小康状態には戻りましたが、レベルはレベル3マイナス。
Remission and L3 negative?
昨日も今日も明日も危険な状態を脱していないことに変わりはありません。
レベル3は永遠に治らないのですか？
アナフェラキシーショックと同じで、仮に異物が完全に取り除かれても、人体側に過剰な反応を示す体質が作られてしまいます。
Foreign chemical? What's going on exactly? So anaphylaxis is a allergic reaction. Yes, that makes sense.
つまり、
サトコは完治しても一生レベル3から治らない。
Saying like with anaphylaxis, which means it isn't anaphylaxis. So what is it?
そういうことになります。ですが、悲観することはありません。規則正しい生活習慣とセルフコントロール、そしてある種の投薬を続けることによって症状の発生を抑えることができます。
一生治らない。
I looked at Sadako as she enjoyed taking her test. She seemed to be having fun, even while being teased by Takano. I can't believe that she's suffering from an incurable disease.
言葉を悪く言えばそうなります。ですが、世の中には難病ではあってもうまく病気と付き合っていけるケースも少なくありません。例えば糖尿病がそうでしょう。病気そのものは生涯治りませんが、その発症は抑えることができます。
I know that very well. There are many worse diseases in the world. Sadako might be in a relatively good situation compared to many other sick people.
もちろん、これで妥協するつもりはありません。さとこちゃんはきっと完治させます。絶対にです。
信じてますですよ。
ええ、信じてください。
Aries spoke to me with a serious look on his face. As Sadako's best friend, I felt relieved to hear his words. I'm sure he'll do his best to save Sadako's life. I have no doubt that he will do so. I've seen him act like this in every life I've lived. I also know why he's so passionate to save her, but I'm not supposed to know about it in this life. That's why I always pretend not to see his sad smile.
そうだ、リカさん。月末にまた少し大掛かりな検査があります。
今度は僕がモルモットになる番なのですか？
そんなつもりは。医学に貢献していただいていますし、大勢の人を救うことにもなります。
Rie's guinea pig is not just Sadako. I'm also one of them. Although, guinea pig is probably not the right term. Without Rie's efforts, Sadako would not be here today. For that reason, I should be showing respect to this man. I smiled at him, since my choice of words had hurt his feelings.
僕を調べてサトコの治療に役立つのなら、僕がモルモットでもいいのです。
ご協力を感謝します。もう少し人と設備とお金があれば、これだけの負担をかけないのですが。
The next moment, the phone rang. Yurie answered it in his usual business-like tone.
はい、もしもし、入江です。
東京から凱旋です。そちらへ回します。
I could hear the voice from the phone.
ああ、リサさんですね。もう今年もそんな時期になりましたか。
Wonder who that is. On that note, I want to see you for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. Until next time, see ya.